Hello, welcome to another video, and it's John Hancock time, and it's on a channel called MyRetroLife. Now, I've made a separate video about MyRetroLife. Not sure which video will go up first, but either way, you've got double the pleasure to enjoy. But this is a man who's crying for clicks, basically. Now, before I play the video, I'll show you what the comments I've made. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. In fact, I watched this quite a while ago. It's just taken me forever to actually get around to making this video. It was about 5 or 6 weeks it came out ago. John Hancock has pretended for years he's going to start a gaming museum, gets donations from kids and sells them at swap meets. Geez, you fell for the biggest conman in the book after Metal Jesus Rocks. Meanwhile, John Hancock Retro, thanks for sharing my story. I really talk about this time in my life as it was after my parents divorced. While it was not my first game console, it will be one that I cherish deeply. Now, I'm not going to show you, I won't go through all the comments, otherwise we'll be here all day. He's made another video quite recently, and I set up a fake account on there and commented on it, because he's got me shadow banned on there. Just basically saying, because this video is, I think it's testing the Atari 2600 Plus at the Portland Retro Gaming Convention. The same place where a year ago he was saying, yeah, we're starting the museum. It's definitely happening. And I made a part 1 and part 2 video about that, taking the P out of that. But I commented, when's the museum happening? He replied, a long-term project that is very complicated. A tentative option and location is a possibility, but depends on space and money to be a possibility. Very subjective timeline. I said, a year ago it was a definite though. Maybe by 2033 then. And someone called Micro BC has replied, it is never happening. Maybe he's looking for a deal like Albert got. I don't know who Albert is. Albert Einstein? I don't know. But yeah, this was so funny. Because yeah, he's crying. You think about all the things that are going on in the world at the moment. And this man's crying over a flipping games console. Oh. Anyway, if this does get too depressing, I might have to switch to a picture of Niamh Algar, who's in the ITV drama Malpractice, along with a few other things. She's lovely. Anyways, let's go along. In fact, that's a thumbnail and a half. The crying eyes. Just who's got the onions? Who's got the onions out? Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Point in the video.
Hang on. Oh, let's just get back to the start. Here we go. Got to start from the beginning for the full effect.
It was at this point in the video recording with John that I realized that this was going to...
Oh my God. You think all his family have been wiped out in the same kind of thing that's been going on across the world. But no, it's nothing like that at all. This man's crying because of a games console. Good Lord.
Be a really hard discussion to have, perhaps. And so I actually said to John, look, we don't have to do this, man. Like, really, if you don't want to, I'll...
In fact, on another MyRetroLife video, I commented that he's in fact, it's the one where I talk about, in fact, yeah, the other video I've made, which is just a short video, I basically ended up getting shadow banned by this guy. But yeah, you can wait for that video, whichever one comes first. But the other video goes into detail about that as much as he can for a short. It's under 60 seconds. But look at bloody John Hancock. Well, he's a grown man in his 50s. What grown man wears shorts when you're out the house? Oh, come on. Ooh, red wine.
Cut the camera right now. We can just say no. But John...
I gotta tell my story to nobody.
Wanted to carry on, and he wanted to tell this story.
This is a man... MyRetroLife is a man who's got 100,000 subscribers just by preying on clicks. And yeah, you'll see on the other title of the other one what is even worse, preying on things for that. My God. But yeah, you'll see. Oh, whichever one comes first, we'll see. But the trouble with making these videos is that you put it on YouTube, and unless it's like sort of basic gameplay, even then it can be a bit dicey. But sort of any sort of chatting video like this, the stupid system instantly says that it's not suitable for advertisers. And so you've then got to, even though I know it is, You've then got to put it through review, and that can take up to a week. And I know it's suitable for advertisers, but it's just their stupid system that comes up with that. And it's so damn infuriating. Absolutely does my head in. It will be annoying more for people who do news videos, and it just flags up not suitable for advertisers when there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, if it does do that, by the time you get that sorted out, it's no longer news. But when it's got that problem with it, or associated with the video, they hide it from being seen by the public. They bury it in the algorithm. So there's no point releasing a video, which means there's no real point making news videos if they're just going to get flagged like that. Absolute pain in the backside. But that's why I'm recording this at the weekend, so when it goes up or when it gets seen by yourselves, I don't know exactly, because it just depends how long it takes the powers that be to whitelist it, basically.
He wanted to share this with all of you.
And why doesn't he just have a bloody shave as well?
But first,
oh, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Get rid of all this junk. I didn't realise we had adverts in this. It's been a little while since I've actually looked at this video. Tyler, whatever. Here we go. Do not use Curiosity Stream.
What's up, guys? It's your buddy Tyler coming
You're not my buddy. You shadow banned me, you bastard.
at you with a brand new
And how can you trust any man called Tyler?
video here on
A Tyler is someone who sorts out the walls on your bathroom.
MyRetroLife. And in this video, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about the awesome time I had at Southeast Game Exchange.
This man is a con man. He's been conned by a con man. In fact, I think I mentioned it in the comments, so I'll have a look at that after I've gone through the video.
In Greenville, South Carolina.
I found some hooligans.
I tell you, it's annoying that in Manchester, the only sort of gaming expo they had here was Play Expo Manchester, and that hasn't come back since the pandemic. And they only have it now in Glasgow and Blackpool. And I've seen the Blackpool one online, and it's basically just video games only. And I like how the Manchester one was a mix of cosplay and video games. There's nothing that does both in Manchester anymore. There's like Manchester Comic Con, but that's just cosplay only. There's maybe a handful of video games, but nothing like a proper retro event. So it just sucks big butt. I much preferred it when they held it at. They moved it in the last year, in 2019, to where was it now? The Manchester. Oh God, what's it called now? I was there only a few months ago. Manchester Exchange or something. Not far from the main station. It's where they held the Tory Party conference. Manchester Central, that's it. The Tory Party conference, where they waited until then in Manchester to announce that they were cancelling the HS2 project coming to Manchester. You organise a big event in Manchester and then dump a big pile of shit on Manchester. But then that's the Tories for you. They're just wankers. Yeah, but it's too small a venue. The venue they had before was an Event City next door to the Trafford Centre, and it was brilliant place. But the first couple of years I went, they had celebrities signing stuff, which they paid a lot. The celebs will make money out of. I presume it costs money to have those people there, but yeah, they stopped doing that after a couple of years, and after that, the whole thing. Why they got rid of that, I don't know, because that does draw people in. It's not for me. I don't want to pay £50 to meet somebody, because you're not meeting them if you paid £50. Yeah, then since then the events got smaller and smaller until they ended up moving it to Manchester Central. Then the pandemic came along, just as they were about to move it to in 2020, May 2020. It would have been in what's it called, Bowlers in Trafford, and that would have been a good venue for it, but they just stopped bothering, which is an absolute bloody shame. Let's carry on. I remember why I stopped it at this point, because all this is just one big seller's market, it looks like. probably with some talks added on. What's the point? Just waste of time.
It was the first time I had ever been to South Carolina, and I was stoked to hang out with some old friends and make some new ones.
Man, this is the turbo man right here.
Employee jacket, Chris. Yeah.
That's wild.
One of the things I kept thinking about when I was at this convention was, am I going to do a recap video? And if I'm going to do a recap video, how am I going to do it?
By recapping the event?
I really don't do a whole lot of recap.
God, this is a bloody boring bastard, isn't it? How's this guy got 100k subscribers? Oh, by preying on the weak and stupid.
Of the conventions that I go to. But there was something special about this particular convention, and I really felt like I needed to share this with all of you.
Because he knew he'd get lots of clicks. And 34,000 views, yeah, that's a lot of clicks.
And that was an amazing story that John Hancock, the immortal
Scamming bastard. Scamming bastard.
John Hancock.
Well, he's not the immortal, because he's getting older by the day, like we all are. And one day we're all going to drop off our perch. He will not be immortal. I would bet my house on it.
Shared with me while I was there.
So many.
That's probably a game that he's bought off some child for. No, sorry, he took a donation from a child and then he just sells it as swap meet because he's a bastard.
Many happy memories of playing this game.
What a smug cunt.
Don and I were actually booth neighbors, and we got to know each other a little bit better. Really, this was the first time we'd ever met, and so it was great getting to hear his heart.
So you just thought you'd prey on the simple and stupid like John Hancock?
And understand a little bit more about why he loves retro gaming and the retro
Because he can't get into the now. He's stuck in the past.
gaming scene and why it's such a special part of who he is. One of the things I learned about John while I was there
Is what a grifter he is?
was just how much of a TurboGrafx fan he is.
I suppose if he gets the clicks. Why have all these men got beards? Why do they have a shave once in a while?
And I'm a huge TurboGrafx fan
Men who have beards have something to hide.
myself. I've shared with you my story with the TurboGrafx and how I came to own it with my dad back in 1995 when we were collecting older consoles that were being discontinued. In fact, Dad and I collected the TurboGrafx Turbo Duo hybrid console, which allowed you to play the Hue cards and the CDs.
And here it
Wow, how exciting.
is the original box, the Turbo Duo Multimedia CD Video Entertainment System with Zonk as the mascot.
I bet he's never kissed a girl.
Mascot. They give you a bunch of stuff inside as you can read for yourself.
I don't know why it discontinued. It's such a great system.
Isn't it?
Because no one bought it.
John shared
It's that kind of music. It's like some sort of sad documentary. Oh, let's play some sad music while we have photographs being panned across.
with me a very personal story about how he got a TurboGrafx.
Well, by the amount he's crying, with all his family wiped up in a TurboGrafx explosion.
At a young age, around 9 years old, and it's very different from my own. He was kind enough to go ahead and let me record him while we were there on the convention show floor.
So you can both make money out of it. That's like some sort of Crime Watch photo, just frozen. Just, we're looking for this man. Have you seen him? We want to interrogate him in connection with a bunch of crimes.
Name's John Hancock. I've been a long time
Your name's not John Hancock at all. It's a pseudonym.
collector,
What is his real name anyway?
and I was asked, what was like a really impactful moment with me and video games did, and
Get the tear stick. Oh yeah. Brilliant. Christ almighty. We have some red wine. Jesus Christ. From zero to crying like a baby. Good God.
It was at this point in the video recording with John that I realized that this was going to be a really hard
Fuck off.
discussion to have, perhaps. And so I actually said to John, look, we don't have to do this, man.
Of course you do. You want it for the clicks.
And I'm like, really, if you don't want to, I'll cut the camera right now. We can just say no.
You think they get more than for people with over 100,000 subscribers? You think you get more than 34,000 clicks for a sub story like this?
Hey, you know what? You know, it's all right, man.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to make you do it. Okay.
Crying for money.
So,
John
What an actor. When's the next Oscars? Give him the prize already.
wanted to carry on, and he wanted to tell this story. He wanted to share this.
my mom,
Run over by a tractor?
when I grew up, she felt really bad because she didn't have a lot of money.
Oh no! Parents! They don't have much money! Oh my!
And she was really upset because Christmas was tough.
Oh no, Christmas was tough. Oh my god. You struggle to live within your means like people should do rather than max out your credit cards.
And so she was like feeling really bad because she got this game console on clearance.
Oh no.
And this is early 90s.
Well, if we got it on clearance, it must have been out for a long time by then and nobody wanted it.
I don't know if it was 91 or 92, but it was when TurboGrafx was clearanced out at Toys R Us. It was like $20 or $30.
Wow, he's crying over a cheap console.
And like, she was so upset, and she's like, she wasn't a mom. And that was like the best console I ever had as a kid.
Jesus, everything that's going on in Israel, whole cities have been wiped out. Whole cities have been wiped out. A whole hospital was wiped out with about 500 people in it. Yeah, here's this dipshit crying about a fucking games console.
Because like, TurboGrafx, like I wasn't expecting anything, and I had so much fun with it. Like, and I love Keith Curtis and Alpha Zones, and Legendary Axe 2 are the two games that I got. And it's so funny how like a parent's guilt is not often what the kid feels. All the kid sees is I got a video game console and I got a brand new game console, and
It's not brand new if it's on clearance. It's probably second hand.
like I wasn't expecting anything, and so it was just amazing Christmas. I remember also, on a side note, listening to Queensryche Silent Lucidity on MTV. And I just told my mom over and over, thank you. And my mom was like always
No beard, my God.
coming back with saying, I just thought you'd be disappointed because I didn't have any money. And it's like, it was so amazing. And I was like,
Oh my God, you're going to set me off.
I was so thankful I get it.
Oh. Yeah, let's have the drop of the camera as if, oh yeah, I've got to stop recording at this part. Yeah, sure. But let's still keep the camera running so that we can hear him pretending to cry.
Yeah.
John, do you want to carry on?
And you can tell me right now if you don't want that to be shared. I forget sometimes that there are a lot of stories out there of individuals such as John who really had it rough, really had it hard. And John,
The same footage of him crying over and over, good God.
with as little as he had and as much as his mom was trying her hardest
But look how much money he's got now in all that, everything that's in his bloody 2 garages.
to provide for her son as a single mom, to hear his story
Blinky plonky music while we zoom pictures in.
and see his heart shine through,
Drop the camera away again.
to see him get emotional,
You really are a fucking grifter.
just talking about the incredible gesture that his mom did for him to help usher in video games for him, even though it was this clearanced console. John cherished it. John loved it.
was like therapy. It was like the friend. It was like the AI friend that could get me through stuff.
So you don't have any friends? Okay, check.
That, you know, it was always there for me. It was consistent. And, you know, I could play a game and I could forget that I didn't have the money that my friends had. Or it made me forget that I was living, you know, in a trailer park.
No, got a trailer park trash.
It made me feel less different, you know. And
why are people simping for this idiot? He's got more money than God. So just this kind of video will just be to get people to donate even more money to him on Patreon. And yes, I know I have Patreon links on my description and so on, but I always say to people, if you'd rather give it to a food bank or excuse me, oh, I need that red wine again. Red wine goes straight to my head. Yeah, if you'd rather give it to a food bank or a charity or whatever instead, please do that.
I had other friends that were into video games. It was
just don't do it to these. Give it to these grifters.
Something that we could share. And I was the only kid that had TurboGrafx that I knew of. I don't remember talking about it with any other people. So for me, it was like more of like a single player outlet where, and I love both games to this day. Like I go back to those games and I think positively of Keith Courage. A lot of people don't really, I think, regard it as like a great game. But to me, it was like a bright spot in a dark time from.
It just stopped him from masturbating.
My life.
There's the money shot.
It didn't matter to him that it was a clearanced console, that it was being discontinued and on its way out. Not the hottest thing, not a Nintendo or Sega. It meant everything to him that his mom...
Grifter, scammer.
Got that for him.
Oh, the same picture being zoomed in.
With as little as they had. And the idea of her feeling ashamed that this was all she could get for him.
Oh, crying! Yeah, show the crying shot again.
You can tell how much it breaks his heart, even to this day, that his mom felt that way. And you can tell she means a whole lot to him.
Oh my God. Is that it?
I think video games are a medium that tells a story, and it could be something really on a surface level of enjoyment from a programmer, or something that has deep meaning. Because a lot of indie games now have they tell a story, and I just encourage people to at least try it. And if you don't like one video game, doesn't mean that all games can be bad. Find something that you want to play or try, and even if you're not in a video.
Excuse me. Look at the price of those games. Around $85 for an old GameCube game. Mario Kart, whatever that one is, it's $315. Who's paying these silly prices for these old games? Like 20 years old that nobody wants. Good God, it's just inflated bullshit prices.
Video games, if you have kids.
And, excuse me, $40, yeah, that's the highest one. There's one for $45. God, who's paying that?
The best thing you could do, especially what I've learned on this channel,
by making shit up,
is discover something with your kids, play video games with them, or if it's your partner or spouse or something, really just ask questions. And you don't have to love video games, but you may realize you like them more than you feel.
Ask questions about what? And who's paying $175 for a game? Good God. And that's $25 for something so basic?
John's mom, her gesture, her love for John and getting him that console when money was tight, giving him the gift of the TurboGrafx 16, ushered in a lifetime of passion for video games.
Video games are much more than games. They definitely are in my life. Changed my life forever. And
of course it did, because you make a stack of money out of it without having to do a proper job.
I wouldn't be the collector I am today if it wasn't.
Sorry, I just coughed a minute. Repeat that back.
Changed my life forever. And I wouldn't be the collector I am today
Collector, scammer, you mean, just taking games off kids.
if it wasn't for that $20 TurboGrafx system.
94 releases, that's it. That's just a fraction of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, so just had a hard time catching on.
So he's got all the games for the TurboGrafx. 94. God. How long before he's got another basement leak?
I want to say to anybody watching who
You don't be sucked in.
maybe, I don't know, felt touched by the story, or maybe
John Hancock is not touching me, thankfully.
John's story just kind of hit you right here a little bit, definitely go ahead and write in the comments. Share with us anything that may be on your heart.
On your heart? You don't want to know what my comments are because you shadow banned me, you bastard.
I want you to feel like you can talk about those sort of things here in the MyRetroLife community. And if this is
Community.
your first time to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I love talking about my game crazy family and all
Because you just make a load of money out of it.
the amazing memories we had together with video games, so many of which were caught on tape by my dad. If there's somebody that you know that is maybe a friend, a relative, a niece, a nephew, and
Or the people that empty the bins.
they're a gamer and you're a gamer, go ahead and nurture the love of video games and have fun. Play a game with your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter. Have some fun, make some memories. You never know what that is going to mean to that person
It'll mean making a load of money out of it later on.
years down the line
By talking out of your fucking ass all day long.
when they grow up and they get older. If you guys have not checked out John's channel, definitely head on over there.
Don't.
He's got an amazing channel. He's been doing
Oh, now he's got the handlebar moustache. That's even more dodgy looking.
it for years. And
Men with beards and or moustaches have got something to hide. Dodgy bastards.
his collection is one of the most amazing video game collections I've
Yeah, stolen from kids.
ever seen on the internet. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I have
Well, you can, but through a video.
seen it through his videos, and I'm sure you all will really enjoy it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Tyler. I'll catch you later.
You won't catch me at all. I'm not throwing myself to you. Dedicated in loving memory of Marquez Bozito. So I presume that's his dad. I presume his dad's dead if he's in loving memory. So again, just exploiting his dad's death for clicks. Oh, actually, yeah, I know his dad is dead because that's the factor of another video, or the other video that I made. So yeah, you'll see that either before or after this goes live. I think that's it anyway. Blah blah. All the names of people who've paid him money. Yeah, pay money and you can have your name featured at the end of the video when most people watch barely half the video anyway. So you'll be paying money for nobody to look at your name apart from just looking at this part of the video. Oh, is there something at the end?
I mean, look at that. Like, I remember being wowed, like, oh my gosh, it's the size of like a credit card, even though I don't remember seeing a credit card in my family.
Oh no, we're so hard, we can't get free credit cards. So hard up.
And so, like, it was just amazing having the whole game on this.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And it was the first game I played on TurboGrafx. Oh, just amazing. That's great feelings.
Point.
Shite. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like, don't cry. In the meantime, please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell for all notifications. And cue Genesis.